Hi crocheters of the world! In this tutorial we will work together on this scarf, shawl, scarf. It's a scarf that I designed for him or her because it's a very simple stitch that I use, simple pattern that I used. So it's perfect for him and it's perfect for her too. So look at it, isn't it just lovely? And this is it. Let me just try to show you, but of course there are the photos, you can see it on Instagram, on my Facebook page. If you want to follow me, you will see all the photos that I put. So here it is. It is kind of Baktus scarf, so because it has this shape, triangular shape, but it's not a long triangle, so it's not a it's not a shawl, triangular shawl, but triangular scarf. And I really love this kind of shape for my scarves. Now, as I said, it can be worked for him or for her. This is one of the way we can put it, and it's so lovely. Or of course as a nice cape on something, or like this. Or, and this is really a way that I enjoy to put it, so I can, it's a little bit cold out there and the air is chilly, you can just have it like this. So nice. Now you will need for this about 150 grams of yarn. The thickness is fine, or number 2, or sport, or baby, or sock yarn. So yarn suitable for 3mm hook, but we will work it with a 4mm hook just to give a nice and fluffy and so soft. As you can see, it has a very nice texture. All you need to know is the double crochet and the chain. So it's suitable for beginners too, because it's so easy. You will need to know the double crochet, the chain, how to increase, but I also show you in the tutorial. And it's a 7 rows pattern. 7 rows pattern in sequence that will be repeated, of course, as many times as you want. I repeat it for 6 times, but of course if you want it larger, longer, I don't know. In the tutorial I say the measures of mine, so from there you can just figure out how to work yours. Of course I made it gray because I just wanted something in my wardrobe, something neutral, so that's why I made it gray. But of course you can just work it in any kind of color that you want. So I let you to the tutorial. Hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe, please thumb up if you really like my tutorials. Please subscribe so you won't miss another video of mine, of course, if you like them. So this is how it looks finished. It's really easy, as I said before, and it's only double crochet working back loop and double crochet and chain 1. So nothing fancy, but the effect that it has. So but the finished project is fancy, okay? So the rest, it's really easy. So it's really easy to work. If you want to follow me along, you will see that even if you are a advanced beginner, even if you are a beginner, from my point of view, you are just ready to do it. There will be increases, obvious, but really easy. It's only double crochet and chain 1. So let us begin. What I want to say is that mine measure from so where in the middle, where the width is the largest, measure about 45 centimeters, and in length it's about 150 centimeters. Okay, so just for you to have an idea and to know how to work yours. So we are ready to see how to work. Now you will need a yarn sport weight or sock weight or suitable for 3mm hook, and you will work it with a 4mm hook, this one, okay, because we need this fluffy, nice and soft texture to obtain. And you will need about 150 grams, okay, of yarn, of this kind of yarn. Now let us begin. We will work in sequences of 5 rows. The very first row won't count as one of the sequence, will be just the foundation row. So chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, one more thing, and you will need maybe these 2 markers, maybe, but you will certainly need 1 marker in contrasting color. So these 2 in one color, both, and this in other color. And these 2 maybe, and I will show you why. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chains. And each row we will begin with 2 chains. That won't count as a stitch. Yarn over into the 3rd chain now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually into the 7th, or now that we added these 2 into the 3rd, insert hook and work 2 double crochets, which means a increase. Into the very next chain, again the same thing. 2 double crochets. Into the 3rd, again the same thing. 1 and 2. Into the next chain, which is the 4th chain. Here comes this marker part. Insert hook and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now into your 2nd double crochet of these 3, put your marker. We will finish this very first row on our last chain, 3 chains, with exactly the same thing that we began. So 2 double crochets into each. And into the last the same. Okay, and now this is the foundation row. Now if you, as I said, even if you are a beginner, you can work this shawl. Now from here, from the 2nd row, we will begin with the sequences of 7 rows. 5 of them will be only double crochets, and we will work 3 increases at the beginning and 3 increases at the end into the last 3 stitches and into the first 3 stitches. And in the middle, here where we put the marker, we will work 3 together. Let us begin. So chain 2 to begin, always chain 2 to begin. Now another very important thing, the pattern is really easy, back loop only, which means this is my back loop, this is my front loop. We have 2 loops on one stitch. This is the back one and this is the front one, and this is my first. Now if you are really a beginner, maybe you will want to use these 2 markers to mark the very first double crochet that you worked, because you don't want to add more stitches or to actually work less stitches at the end of each row. So this will mark actually the very last stitch into the very next row and will be really easy for you to go on like this, because we have the chain 2, and I don't want to be a little bit confusing for you where to finish actually the row. Where are these double crochets, final double crochets, to work in the 3 increases. Okay, and as I said, I began with 2 double crochets into the very first stitch, and I will continue on with 2 more double crochets into the next, and into the third 2 more. So 3 increases into the first 3 stitches. Then you will just continue on working 1 double crochet into each stitch till you get to the marker. And here we are. Into the stitch with the marker, back loop only, you will work 3. 1, 2, and 3. Into the second, sorry, is this the marker that I have to take and to put it here? Into the second of my 3, I will put the marker. Now I will go on the other side of my triangle, because as you can see it's a triangle, and I will work the stitches as they are. So double crochet into each double crochet, only back loop, till I get the last 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So I will work 1 more. And now I have my 3 double crochet. As I said before, this is the speech that I had about the marker at the beginning and at the end, is that, can you see, we have the chain, we have the stitches, and it may be a little bit difficult if you are a beginner, even if you are not a beginner, you know. So into the last 3 we will work 3 increases. 1, 2 stitches into each of these 3, and into the last, my last increase. 1 and 2. Chain 2, always chain 2, turn, or if you want to be sure that you see very well, you are sure that you are working into the last stitch, just insert hook into the back loop, and now we turn afterwards. This is my very first double crochet of this row, so I will put a marker into it. So always put the marker into the very first double crochet of your next row, of your row that you begin. And now again 2 double crochets into each of your 3 stitches, of your 3 beginning stitches. 1, 2, 3. This is my second increase, and this is my third increase. So we begin and we finish each row with 3 increases. So at the beginning, into the first 3 we will put 3 increases. At the end, into the last 3 we will put 3 increases. Into the stitch with the marker in the middle we will put 3 double crochets. And this is the rule. Now I will continue on with my double crochets, work back loop only. Till the marker, and into each row we will add 4 stitches, 3 here and 1 here. I am not talking about the stitch with the marker. So work your 3 double crochets here, 1, 2, and 3. Put again the marker into the second, which is the point actually here, and as you can see we added 1 more to the marker. So this one we don't want to count it. So to the marker we add 1 more here and 3 more here. So in each row. And now we go on the other side, we add 1 more on the other side, obvious, it's this one, passing the marker. the first, and now we just go on and work all the stitches to the last 3. And if you work with the markers at the beginning and at the end of the row, you will see that it's really easy to identify your last 3. So this is the last, and we count 2 more, and we are just sure that we are working into the perfect stitches. So now insert hook into the first of our 3 and work 1 increase. To the next, work 1 increase, which is the second to last actually, and into the last work 1 increase. Okay, now take your marker, and as you work the very first double crochet, put the marker on it, chain 2, and as I said, yarn over, insert hook into the back loop. This is the back loop. If you work like this, and now you turn. Okay, so it's, I'm sure you won't go wrong. Okay, put the marker on it. So these are the first 2 rows. I have to work 3 more, exactly the same, beginning with 3 increases, then work the stitches as they are, into the stitch with the marker 3 double crochets, then go back on the other side of triangle with all the stitches as they are, so 1 double crochet into each, back loop only, to the last 3 stitches, where you will work 3 increases. So 1 increase into each of them. So I will complete 3 more rows like that. And then I will be back to show you how to work the row with 1 double crochet, chain 1. So this is what I have. We don't count the very first. So I am working on my 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On my 5th row, exactly the same. 3 increase at the beginning, all the stitches as they are to the marker, and 3 into the marker. I already worked my 3 into the marker, put the marker on, and I am going down to the other side of the triangle, to the end. And as I said before, when you work with the marker into the very first stitch, into the next row at the end, it's so easy to identify your 1, 2, 3, your last 3 stitches, where you have to work your 3 increases. So now I am just continue on working on the other side of my marker, of my triangle, back loop only. That's all, back loop only. And these are my 5 double crochet rows of the pattern stitch. I have 2 more. There are 7. These 5 are really easy. As you can see, all we have to do is to be to work our 3 increases at the beginning and at the end of each row, and our 3 double crochets together into the stitch with the marker in the middle, and that's all. Now I am just going on a little bit faster, and look, I have my 3, so my last 3, so I am working my 1, 2, then into the next 1, 2, and into the last 1, 2. Okay, so here I have my 1, 2, 3 increases at the end. Now let us see how to work the row with double crochet, chain 1. We will work the increases too. So to work the increases into this row, particular row, of course we will chain 2. This is not, no. We will chain 2 and turn, and work into the very first row, stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1. Put your marker into the double crochet. So 1 double crochet, chain 1. This is my first increase. Into the very next stitch, work 1 double crochet, chain 1, and into the very next stitch work 1 double crochet, chain 1. Chain 1 is the substitute for our second double crochet, okay? So which means that we work our 3 increases with 1 double crochet, chain 1. This is the first, 1 double crochet, chain 1, the second, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and this is the third. From the fourth row, from the fourth stitch, we will begin by working 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, insert hook into the next, and work 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and so on to the stitch with the marker. I'm trying to keep it like this. I don't want to hear this. Okay, so skip 1 stitch and work 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, back loop only, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 1 double crochet, 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 chain 1. So we go like this to the marker. Skip 1 stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1. You will skip the second to last to the marker stitch, skip that stitch. As you can see, we have one more, we chained 1, we skip 1 stitch, and into the stitch with the marker. As always, nothing changes. Work 3 double crochets and take your marker and put it into the second. Now we will begin the other side exactly as we finished this. So we chain 1 and double crochet, skipping the next, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, into the next, work 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, double crochet. We go on like this until we will work into the fourth. So we have here 1, 2, 3. Into the fourth we will work our double crochet. Then we will work the increases. Skip 1 stitch and chain 1, skip 1 stitch, double crochet, skip 1 stitch, double crochet, chain 1, 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 and now, as I said, into the fourth, skip 1 stitch, double crochet. And now we begin with the increases. So chain 1, double crochet, and this is the first. We have the chain 1 and the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and this is the second, chain 1, double crochet into the last, and this is the last and the third. And this is the most difficult row of our entire pattern. It is not that difficult. This is the 6th row of the sequence. Let us go on with the 7th. Now again we need the marker. As you can see, with the marker it's really easy, so you can just go on and work with these 2 markers too. So chain 2, and now we will work again double crochet into each stitch. We will begin with our 3 increases. Our first 3 stitches are 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. These are our first 3 stitches, and in these 3 stitches we will work our increases. Chain 2, insert hook into the first double crochet and work your first increase, 1 and 2. Put the marker into the very first double crochet that you worked. Okay. The second stitch is a chain 1 and you work a increase into it, which means you will work 2 double crochets. The third, it's again a double crochet, so you work a increase into it. We worked our increases, and now all we have to do is to work into each stitch 1 double crochet. So into the chain 1, 1 double crochet, into the double crochet, 1 double crochet, into the chain 1, 1 double crochet, into the double crochet, 1 double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet, to the chain 1 and into the double crochet, back loop only into the double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet, like this. Okay, and this is the last row of our sequence to repeat. So this is the sequence that we will repeat for the rest of our shawl, scarf, actually Baktus scarf, and we will repeat it. Actually, I repeated it 6 times. Okay, this is the first, so actually you have 5 more times. Or if you want, you can repeat it more or less, depends on the length that you need to want. You want to have on your scarf. And this is a lovely scarf for him or her. Is that kind of pattern that it's easy and is just perfect for the entire family. Okay, so I am still working here. Now I have to work 1 double crochet of my 3 here, and then into the double crochet with the marker I will work 3 and 3. Okay, now I will go back with 1 double crochet. Oops, sorry, I forgot to put my marker into the second of these 3, and now I will go back with all the stitches exactly as I did before on the other side, into the chain 1 double crochet, into the double crochet, 1 double crochet, and we'll just continue on like this. Don't forget to work into the chain and into the double crochet, into the chain and into the double crochet, into the chain and into the double crochet. And now at the end, exactly as we began, we have to work into the last 3 stitches. The last 3 stitches are 1 double crochet, a chain 1 and another double crochet. So we have to work exactly as we began. We have to work our 3 increases. And that's all. This is how you have to work this shawl. Isn't it easy but fancy from my point of view? I wanted to add a border, a fancy, really fancy border, but then I said no, this is just perfect as it is. Okay. Sorry again for the interruption. So I am working here into the double crochet, now into the chain, 1 double crochet, and I am back on my last 3 stitches. I am on my last 3 stitches, which are 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Into each of these 3 stitches I just want to work 2. So to work my increases, 2 double crochets into the double crochet, 2 double crochets into the chain, and at the end 2 double crochet into the last double crochet. Okay, so what we have here, it's the entire sequence, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, the entire sequence that we need to repeat. As I said, I repeated 6 times, okay? You can repeat it more or less. So I repeated 6 times, and this is what I have. I said at the beginning at the tutorial the measures, so you can just figure out and the dimension of my shawl scarf, and if you want it shorter or longer, or I don't know, maybe we can put some tassels if you want to, of course. Yes, some tassels, I don't know. I want to leave it as it is because I really like it like this. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed this really easy design of mine, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my tutorials on crochet, Tunisian crochet and knitting for crocheters. If you want to share with me photos of your projects that you worked following one of my tutorials, you can do it by messaging me on my sending me a photo on a message, private message on my Facebook page, or you can join my Facebook group, which is Crochet with Oana, or you can just tag me on Instagram, and I will be always happy to leave you a nice comment or and to see your photos of your projects. So see you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.